Trigger warning, there will be no guitars in this episode. Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Just a quick one before I get back under the yoke of 80s FM synthesis. Today we're going to talk about the Ibanez RP2OD Rock and Play Pocket Band. Just like the Korg PSS50 Super Section, this was an impulse purchase and objectively it doesn't fulfill the most important Bad Gear criteria of, well, getting a lot of heat on the internet. Again, it's one of those boxes that no one really cares about. All that I could find is the manual and some guys who seem to be having a lot of fun jamming out in their basement with this little Ibanez box. At the first glance, the Ibanez RP2OD is not even trying to tick any boxes. It's a simple, mostly preset-based drum machine with 12 PCM samples and an overdrive distortion effect for jamming out to the grooves with your guitar. All connections have to be made using mini jack cables, and I spent half an hour searching for the right adapters while cursing like a sailor. The beats sound weirdly dated. My personal favorite is Beat Nation, a rhythm that combines new jack and breakdance and is obviously good for hard rapping. You can program your own beats that will be gone forever the moment you switch off the device. The reason why this humble piece of gear caught my attention is that it offers two of my favorite ingredients for cool sounds: drum samples and distortion. Unfortunately, you can't just route the drums through the distortion, so I was trying to come up with an idea how to combine those two elements. And the solution is, of course, feedback loops. I split the output of the Rock and Play with a simple Y cable, sent one of the splits through some stump boxes to mess with volume, frequency range and the time domain, and the other split to my audio interface. Let's try it out with one of the preset grooves. Verdict. The Ibanez RP2OD is one of those pieces of gear you buy cheap, you try it out, you put it in a box under your bed, forget about it, dig it out a few years later, try it out again, and this process goes on and on and on forever. Some of the sounds are quite punchy and at least 2 or 3 of the beats are actually groovy. I am happy that I found it because it inspired me to play around with feedback loops, a technique that I've neglected recently. You can of course use feedback loops with all other kinds of gear, like for example feed the headphone output of a synth into the audio input like many people do with their Moogs. Do you like working with feedback loops? Feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching and see you next time.